Good morning, Desert. Welcome to Think Time. I'm your student body president, Jaslyn Cardenas.
And I'm your student body activities director, Jordan Lincoln.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
Thank you. Now it's time for Detv.
Coming up on today's show, the Chiefs are Super Bowl champs, and one DE administrator couldn't be happier.
And students can get a great lunch on early release day and support a DE club. We'll have more info. All that and more is coming up on today's show.
Hello, Desert Edge. Today is Monday, February 3rd, and I'm Celeste.
And I'm Jaden Baker. Welcome to DETV, the voice of Desert Edge High School.
We have a great show lined up for today. But first, let's see what's cooking for lunch in the cafeteria today. Today's hot lunch choices are ham and cheese sub with lettuce and pickles, baked Lay's chips, a fresh fruit salad. Also, the cafeteria would like students to know that the Diet 7-Up Coke and A&R root beer is in the cafeteria. That looks pretty tasty. Our cafeteria workers always do their best to dish out some good food. But now it's time to dish out some daily trivia with today's question of the day.
Last night, the Kansas City Chiefs won their first Super Bowl in 50 years. But when was the Chiefs' first Super Bowl appearance, and what year did it happen? That is today's question of the day.
That's a tough one, Jaden. I'll be thinking about it during the show.
We'll have the answer at the end of the show.
Now let's move on to today's announcements. Winter Chill is coming up this Saturday. The events feature roller skating, music by DJ Michael Paul, and food trucks along with Dutch Brothers Coffee. The fun happens on February 8th from 7 to 10 p.m. Tickets are being sold in the bookstore for $10, or you can buy a ticket at the door, but remember, prices go up to $15.
The Career Classic will take place Friday, March 6th, and is an excellent opportunity to learn about career paths. In addition to the Community Career Classic, during Power Hour there will be a career fair in the courtyard where students will have the chance to explore different companies and job opportunities post-graduation. The Cultural Youth Acceptance Club, formerly the Black Student Union, is sponsoring a field trip to the Black Student Leadership Conference at the Arizona State Capitol in downtown Phoenix on February 14, 2020. The coach bus will leave Desert Edge at 7:30 a.m. and return by 1:30. Students must also attend at least 2 meetings, including 2 upcoming mandatory meetings. Interested students can speak to either Miss Garden or Miss Russell between now and February 11th to be placed on the field trip. Wednesday is an early release day and a great day to go out to lunch with friends. Staff and students who can visit Mod Pizza and get a tasty made-to-order pie and help a good cause as well, just mention Desert Edge's Safe Club and a portion of the proceeds will benefit the club.
Last night, the Chiefs ended a 50-year cold streak and won the Super Bowl.
Kansas City had an amazing fourth quarter and beat the San Francisco 49ers by a score of 31-20.
While fans in Kansas City celebrated, one die-hard Chiefs fan, DE administrator Tony Gardner, was celebrating at his longtime favorite team. Look at the Lombardi Trophy.
Last night, the Kansas City Chiefs hoisted the Vince Lombardi Trophy to become the 2019-2020 season champs. The victory ended a 50-year cold streak, and for one DE staff member, it was a victory of a lifetime.
When there was about 2 minutes left and we had gotten the ball back and we knew we were going to win if we could just run out the clock, I started going crazy.
Mr. Gardner has been a Chiefs fan his entire life, and the victory was the first time in his life he has seen his team win the Super Bowl.
My dad was a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and he grew up in the Kansas City area, and so he raised me from a little bitty baby to always root for the Chiefs. Even though I lived in California, it was the Kansas City Chiefs, the Kansas City Royals.
The Chiefs staged a big comeback in the fourth quarter, but before that, Gardner was pretty nervous.
And we're still losing by 10 and threw an interception with like 12 minutes left. So at that point, I was pretty worried.
Ultimately, the Chiefs fought back and built up a lead.
Right before it ended, I went out my front door and I screamed a couple woos real loud, and then I screamed Chiefs real loud, and it was echoing through my neighborhood because I wanted everybody to know the Chiefs had won finally.
For the resident DE Chiefs superfan, Mr. Gardner, there was only one person that he most wanted to celebrate with, his dad, the person who inspired him to love the Kansas City Chiefs.
I FaceTimed with my dad because he raised me as a Chiefs fan, and we celebrated together for a couple minutes on the phone, and then I just reveled in it all night long watching highlights.
For DETV, I'm Vaughn Hobridge.
Thanks for that. I bet Mr. Gardner was over the moon.
Speaking of the moon, we have Caillou in the studio now with the lunar event from history. Caillou?
Thanks, guys. Today marks the anniversary of the first moon landing. Neil Armstrong landed today, you might ask. No, the first moon landing was actually completed by the Soviets. Luna 9 was an uncrewed space mission of the Soviet Union's program on the 3rd of February 1966. The Luna 6 spacecraft became the first spacecraft archive of survivable landing on the celestial body. Most people think the U.S. was the first to land on the moon, but before Neil Armstrong's small step for man, Luna 9 made a small step for robots. Back to you.
Caillou.
Well, you've had some time to think about today's question of the day. The question was, what was the Chiefs' first Super Bowl appearance and what year did it happen?
And the answer is, the Chiefs faced off against the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl I back in 1967. And that does it for today.
Remember, you can send us requests, suggestions, story ideas, and announcements to detv2012@gmail.com.
Until next time, I'm Celeste.
And I'm Jaden. Have a great day, Scorpions.